Headlines from the South China Sea read like dispatches from a brewing conflict. Chinese Coast Guard vessels have been using powerful water cannons against much smaller Philippine supply boats. These confrontations are not isolated, they mark a dangerous escalation in a long, simmering dispute. The world is watching as these events unfold near contested areas like the Second Thomas Shoal, where the Philippines maintains a fragile outpost on the BRP Sierra Madre. Videos of these incidents, released by the Philippine Coast Guard, go viral, fueling outrage and nationalistic fervor. China asserts indisputable sovereignty over these waters, while the Philippines defends what international law recognizes as its exclusive economic zone. Each maneuver and diplomatic protest adds another layer to this complex geopolitical drama, with the risk of miscalculation running high. The international community, including the United States, Japan, and Australia, has condemned China's actions and reaffirmed support for the Philippines. Filipino sailors and Coast Guard personnel face immediate danger on the front lines of a gray zone conflict, warfare that stops just short of open combat. For the Filipino people, this is not an abstract issue. It's a matter of national pride, survival, and the future of their nation. The drama in the South China Sea is a defining moment, testing the Philippines' resilience, alliances, and identity as a sovereign state. The South China Sea is one of the world's most strategic waterways, spanning 3.5 million square kilometers and bordered by China, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, Taiwan, and the Philippines. Dotted with hundreds of islands and reefs, it's the epicenter of intense territorial disputes. 1/3 of global shipping, trillions of dollars in trade, passes through these waters each year. Any disruption would send shockwaves through the global economy. Beneath the waves lie vast, though unconfirmed, reserves of oil and natural gas, resources that could transform economies like the Philippines. Overlapping claims make exploration a source of constant friction. The sea is also a biological hotspot, providing food and livelihood for millions in Southeast Asia. Fish stocks are vital for regional food security but are threatened by overfishing, pollution, and destructive island building. The health of the South China Sea is directly linked to the stability and prosperity of the entire region. At the heart of the conflict is China's sweeping 9-line claim, covering nearly 90% of the South China Sea. China bases this on historic rights, but these claims overlap with the exclusive economic zones of the Philippines, Vietnam, and Malaysia. In 2013, the Philippines challenged China at an international tribunal under UNCLOS. The 2016 ruling was clear. China's 9-line has no legal basis, and its actions violated Philippine sovereign rights. China rejected the ruling outright, refusing to recognize the tribunal's authority. The Philippines won a moral and legal victory, but lacks the means to enforce it. The arbitral award stands as a symbol of international law, powerful, but unenforced on the water. For generations, Filipino fishermen thrived in traditional fishing grounds like Scarborough Shoal and the Spratlys. Today, their way of life is under siege by the constant presence of Chinese vessels. Fishermen face intimidation, harassment, and even confiscation of their catch by larger, steel-hulled Chinese ships. The fear of confrontation is ever present, and incomes have plummeted as fishermen are forced into overfished coastal waters. Many families are pushed deeper into poverty, with dreams of a better future fading. The economic hardship ripples through entire communities, from market vendors to boat mechanics. The sea, once a source of pride and sustenance, has become a place of fear and uncertainty. Fishermen feel abandoned and powerless against a foreign power occupying their ancestral waters. Their stories are a human testament to the real-world consequences of geopolitical conflict. The plight of these fishermen highlights the human cost of the South China Sea dispute. China has transformed submerged reefs into massive artificial islands, permanently altering the region's geography. These are not civilian outposts. They're heavily militarized bases with runways, ports, radar, and missile systems. China's unsinkable aircraft carriers extend its military reach deep into Southeast Asia. These fortresses allow China to monitor and control air and sea traffic, challenging the US and others' ability to operate freely. The military buildup enforces China's claims through sheer presence and might. The environmental cost is catastrophic. Dredging has destroyed thousands of acres of coral reefs, vital for marine biodiversity and regional food security. Scientists call it one of the most rapid and permanent destructions of coral reefs in history. The ecological damage is likely irreversible, threatening millions who depend on the sea. China's island building has come at a staggering environmental and strategic cost. The South China Sea is a critical global commons, with shipping lanes that are the lifeblood of the world economy. Over $5 trillion in trade, including oil and gas, passes through these waters annually. Any conflict here would disrupt global supply chains and trigger economic crises. Freedom of navigation is paramount, prompting the US, Japan, Australia, and others to conduct regular naval operations challenging China's claims. The region's untapped oil, gas, and fisheries are crucial for global energy and food security. The South China Sea dispute is a test case for the future of the international order. Will rules and law prevail, or raw power? China's defiance of the 2016 ruling and military buildup challenge the rules-based order. How the world responds will set a precedent for managing future international disputes. The election of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. in 2022 marked a decisive shift in Philippine foreign policy. Unlike his predecessor Duterte, who courted China, Marcos Jr. has taken a more assertive stance in defending Philippine sovereignty. His administration publicizes Chinese aggression, rallying domestic and international support. A key move has been strengthening ties with the United States, reaffirming the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty. The U.S. has clarified that the treaty covers attacks on Philippine forces in the South China Sea. The Philippines is also building security partnerships with Japan, Australia, and European nations. New agreements, like a reciprocal access agreement with Japan, are in the works. By building a network of alliances, the Philippines aims to deter aggression and uphold a rules-based order. This diplomatic pivot is a dramatic reversal from the previous administration's approach. The government's assertive transparency makes it harder for Beijing to deny its actions. The Philippines is no longer willing to cede ground in the face of external threats. The revitalized Philippine-US alliance is most visible in expanded joint military exercises like Balikatan. These drills now include live-fire exercises near the South China Sea and Taiwan, signaling shared resolve. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA, has expanded, giving the U.S. access to more Philippine bases, including sites near Taiwan and the Spratlys. This provides the U.S. with a strategic foothold for responding to crises in the region. Beijing condemns the expanded U.S. presence, warning it could drag the Philippines into conflicts not of its own making. The Philippines faces a delicate balancing act, strengthening defense while managing relations with China. For the Philippine military, the alliance is a chance to modernize and build credible deterrence. Decades of internal focus left the military ill-equipped for external threats. U.S. training and equipment are essential for defending Philippine maritime territory. The renewed alliance is seen as vital for leveling the playing field in the West Philippine Sea. Manila views this partnership as essential to avoid facing regional challenges alone. Aggression in the West Philippine Sea has united Filipinos across political divides. Public opinion overwhelmingly supports defending the country's rights in contested waters. Civilian-led missions like Atin Ito bring supplies and moral support to frontline outposts, symbolizing defiance. Some communities worry about the risks of increased U.S. military presence, fearing entanglement in superpower rivalry. Critics warn of social and environmental impacts and the danger of being drawn into conflicts over issues like Taiwan. Despite concerns, national resolve remains strong. The struggle for the West Philippine Sea is seen as a defining issue for this generation, a fight for resources, territory, and sovereignty. Filipinos' unity and determination are their greatest strength, fueling hope for a just and lasting peace.